Welcome to the porch again. So look, I was instructed, guided, inspired to do another 144,000 reading because I keep seeing it as a synchronicity. And I keep feeling like I am so in tune with the flow of everything that I'm even still able to be diplomatic and provide leadership within my own family as probably the crone. And, yeah, like there's just so much wisdom that I can read into. I've had some pretty strange things happen to me in the last couple of days with animals that, it's no surprise to me at all that when you start getting into flow with the universe, that the universe responds. So I'm going to pull an archetype card. No, I'm not. I'm pulling from the alchemy deck first. Moon's going to be full in a couple of days. All right. Coagulation. It's card number 66. Hmm. 66. I love that number. Alright, coagulation. Sulfur and lead are agents of coagulating. Take note if these cards appear in the same reading, as it would indicate an advanced state of stuckness. When this card appears, the alchemist must discern whether the earth element is helping or hindering the work. Is the attachment one of benevolence or convenience? Coagulation is the great alchemical operation of earth. By way of this operation, we experience that which was fluid churning into solid formation. The formerly disparate ingredients begin adhering together into a fixed and solid unit. The result is visible, reliable, and eventually concrete. When you hear the phrase, it is finally taking shape, coagulation is underway. The shadow aspect is that the elements may have come together without much awareness, and in turn, they become unconsciously attached. Inertia and resentment set in. The parts can no longer separate, even if they wish to. Many long-term relationships have coagulation aspects, a naturally occurring codependency by which both partners feel unseen or unknown as individuals. The work of coagulation is to experience the merging with others while not losing oneself in the mush. Ah! So, it has been done. The card at the bottom of the deck is card number 58. It is the Golden Rose. So, let us read. 58. Ooh, the breeze just picked up. Ponder the word secret. It indicates there is something cherished that is worth protecting, worth devoting oneself to the search of. Observe how many cards with roses appear in one reading. They are indicators of the alchemical garden awakening, of the mystical work manifesting itself in the physical world. The rose has been long used as a symbolic image for this summation of alchemy, the outer petals representing the first 7 planets and operations, while the inner petals protect the revelations from unwelcome eyes. But what exactly resides at the center of the golden rose? Alchemy tells us it is a secret and is meant to be kept as such. The rose spirals both inward and outward simultaneously. It offers beauty to the onlooker while concealing its inner chambers. This is the complex nature of the golden rose. It challenges the alchemists to reorient their thinking, to devote their work to honoring the secret rather than attempting to become the master of it. Kneel at the altar of the unknown. Cherish the golden rose as it is a model of the self. More will be revealed. You've coagulated the secret. And now, while you're able to share the wisdom of the secret, you're choosing to keep it to yourself. Wow. Alright, let's see what we got in the archetypes. The 144,000 is a frequency, not a number of people. Okay. It's a frequency that can be tuned into. And this message is for the people that have tuned into that energy. That energy is the same as the Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness just means that you are able to love unconditionally, fully accept the other person for who and what they are, but not at the cost of your own boundaries. Jesus was not this humble, ride in on a donkey, meek man that church would like us to believe. Like, read the stories. Jesus, the Christ, was a rebel, and he was fighting against religion because religion had taken over everything. And when it took over everything, it forgot what the core message was. You are the creator. And first, you must love you. When you begin to love yourself, it's only then that you can have compassion to see the flaws in the other people. But you love yourself to the extent that if something is wrong, then it's wrong, and you set that boundary and carry on. Love unconditionally. Pass no judgments and have no expectation of any outcomes. He spoke in parable because all of the original stories, the lessons, the Old Testament, was the same story, but they weren't getting it. So those with ears to hear and eyes to see, and he was teaching them the signs and symbols all along. So the universe speaks to us in signs and symbols. Eros. Eros is Cupid. And at the bottom of the deck is Siren. So you're being called. You're being called now. Um, Eros is card number 50, 60, 71. Plato reminds us that Eros can be experienced as platonic love. It is activated when we witness beauty and truth in the world, when our barriers soften. The Hindu goddess Lalita, she who plays, can help activate Eros energy. She is also as Kameshvari, Empress of Desire. Love as desire, eroticism, sensuality. Though Eros can be depicted as unbridled sexuality and eroticism, a more contemplative understanding of this archetypal energy leads us to the root of desire itself. What do we long for? Why are we awakened by love? What makes us hesitate in the face of intimacy? Eros reconnects us with the primal longing to merge with another human being. Nature, music, art, plants, food, or anything that we perceive we are separate from. Eros allows us to momentarily unite. Our heart embraces otherness, and in doing so, we further understand our own. That's just what I was saying. Our life force awakens. This card reveals an inevitable initiation into love's labyrinth. You may find yourself swirling in new territory of desire and sensuality. Explore the labyrinth with a curious and honest heart. And remember, though the way is circuitous, you are always being led toward its center. Secret. The secret. Siren. 18. Other iterations of the siren archetype include the nymph, the mermaid, and the fairy. They often come in sets of threes as a trinity of temptation. Embodying the siren archetype requires that we explore things that are taboo. The siren laughs at conventions and constraints as she eats rules. Yes! The temptress, the seducer, the femme fatale. The siren calls and the world spins. What we thought we wanted pales in comparison to the sweet allure of her song. We find ourselves lost in a spell of desire and longing, perhaps even lust. Whether the thing calling to us is ultimately good or bad is somewhat irrelevant. It's the journey that matters. And the work of the siren is to take us on a deep psychic descent. Following her song, we go down, down, down to a place where lessons are learned and courage must be rallied to find our way back to dry land. Try as we might, resisting the call may not even be an option, unless, like Odysseus, we bind our hands to the mast of our ship. It's likely, though, that falling for her call is the only way we will come to live more fully on the surface. Yeah. Like fucking A, yeah. Okay. The 140, yes, this is a lesson. This is a lesson. At the bottom of the deck is the golden rose. Yesterday, I was sitting out here and I was contemplating the things that have happened to me with these animals the last couple of days. And I saw a pair of hands cupped as if it was holding something very precious. The secret. I've been healing myself for the last 3 years. I had a memory pop up today from that Three Doors Down concert, and it was shortly after that I just completely fucking lost it and didn't know what was wrong with me, and like, who the hell have I become? And I sold my horse, my trailer, all my tack. Lost a friendship. And very painstakingly went through the process of healing myself, learning how to not be a victim, learning how to be conscious. And the journey of tarot, and this, my journey is on my YouTube channel from start pretty much to finish. Well, it's never finished, but you can watch my process, and how I evolved over the last 3 years. It's just been within the last 18 months that I have really found the creator within myself, and I have been busting my ass to change my life while still in partnership with the largest portion of my trauma. Understanding that I create my reality, so I need to get off my ass and do something about it. Understanding that you're a mirror, and the things that are getting on your nerves about me are actually things that are getting on your nerves about yourself, and that's not a me problem, that's a you problem. Minding my own business, not getting involved when I wasn't asked to get involved. There's the hummingbirds. There's 2 of them now in the magnolia tree. So, anyway, becoming self-aware and being able to reflect that self-awareness onto others, and that got tested this weekend in 2 different ways on the same day. And yeah, I needed a little bit of R&R yesterday because it was a lot to handle all in one day. And I definitely had this off vibe, and the guy that I've been talking to, the vibe felt off, but it probably wasn't at all, and it was just me, and I knew that. I knew that I was projecting that fear onto somebody who didn't deserve it. So I caught myself. Realizing that I've matured enough that I'm not going to allow the same beginnings with a new relationship. I'm not going to allow it to happen the same way. When, in the past it was, I casually slept with somebody and now we're together. There was no, really getting to know each other. There was no being friends. And just, going with the flow before ever, saying, yeah, you're my person. I've never experienced anything but that. And I'm really getting a chance to experience that right now. And I love every fucking bit of it. And yeah, I do catch myself at times getting all girly and wishy-washy about stuff. But, the secret herein lies the coagulation, the blending of the light and the dark, the masculine and the feminine, the human and the soul. And the secret is so easy. It's just so fucking easy. That's the fucking secret. You know, when you understand that, you can get pulled into this and you really hit that alignment with two souls. And I knew that it could be experienced, but I had never experienced it. But it's not just the human interaction, but now, like, I'm actually having interactions with creatures that I've always been able to talk to animals, but this is different. Now it's the bugs. Now it's the bugs and the hummingbirds. So now I want to go get a bag of peanuts and start calling in the crows. Because crows are so freaking cool, and I would love to have them to protect my chickens, and I just want to befriend the crows now. So 21:20 on my timer. I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you have an amazing, awesome, spectacular night, and I'll catch you on the next one later.